But when he came not into existence, but he came from heaven. He appeared to us, notice it, in flesh. That is extraordinary, that he would allow himself to become flesh. So the flesh here is a statement about weakness. The flesh here is a statement about what every man and woman dwells in, and it's that thing that we live in that is at war against our spirit, and Jesus became that kind of flesh. Why did he do that? Why leave the glory of uninterrupted, perfect, joyful, eternal fellowship within the Godhead? Why would he do that? The answer is that he did it in submission to the Father who sent him and the plan of redemption. It says, since therefore the children share in flesh and blood, he himself likewise partook of the same things. What are the same things? The same things are flesh and blood. He allowed himself to become flesh and blood. Why? Because the children have flesh and blood. That through death, the only way death can come to God is if he takes on something and becomes something that can die. That through death he might destroy the one who has the power of death, that is, the devil. If he hadn't been revealed in flesh, he couldn't die as a cursed man. And if he couldn't die as a cursed man, he couldn't die for cursed men. He needed to succeed in every area where Adam and everyone after him failed. He didn't take on pre-fall flesh like Adam had before he sinned. He didn't take on the glorified flesh like he had after the resurrection. He chose to take on the flesh that was cursed and had all the infirmities of sin, even though he himself never sinned. It's like taking on a body that had all the consequences of sin without any of the responsibility for sin. He had a normal human body, the kind that you and I inhabit right now. It is cursed flesh. Verse 21 says, for our sake he made him to be sin who knew no sin, so that in him we might become the righteousness of God. God forced Christ to become something he wasn't, so we could become something we aren't. That's the glory of the incarnation. That's the reason why we celebrate it, sing about it, preach about it, delight in it, proclaim it around the world as the only way of salvation, because nothing else could work. This is what's so remarkable. Since he became flesh, he could die for flesh. But since he is eternal God, he could endure eternal wrath for the ungodly, for every single person who would believe. Multiple eternities of the wrath of a holy God poured out upon one person, able to endure that, embrace it, absorb it, defeat it, conquer it. Because he's fully God, but also able to die because he's fully man.